Good morning to everyone. I see people joining now. So good morning and thanks to everyone who has joined us for this morning's session. We're so excited for this, and thank you for everyone who took part in the coffee chat and prize giveaway a few minutes ago. And congratulations to our prize winner. So I am Megan Evans, PSI's Education and Outreach Manager, and it is my pleasure to introduce our first presenter for today, Natasha O'Banion. While working as an automotive financial sales manager, Natasha decided to start over. She says that without much thought, she packed up life in Washington, D.C. for the sunny state of Florida. A true dog lover, Natasha and her two dogs, Renzo and Ruby, enjoyed 5 months on the beach before deciding to start a pet care business. Her business scaled to 6 figures in just 6 months by having a clear plan on company, people, and process. Her process now duplicates in 4 states as she continues the mission to help business owners create operations that work on their terms. And she's with us here today to talk about how you can set up your business to run without you. So Natasha, I'll turn it over to you now.
Hi friends, how are you guys doing today? Hopefully everyone can hear me. I can't see the chat, but we have our fabulous team are going to take care of that. If you're in here right now with us, please go ahead and screenshot your screen and tag me on Instagram, because I want to know everyone that has been in the chat with me and who's grabbing these gems, so I can know who's going to be running their business without you next year, right? So I'm going to spend about 45 minutes going over a little bit of my story, kind of why I feel so passionate about helping pet business and business owners in specific just to automate, scale, and remove themselves. So I'll go over that about 45 minutes. I'm also going to go through 7 steps, okay? So if you guys have your pen and paper ready, we are going to have 7 transitions on how to do this successfully. Obviously, we're not going to have the full meat and potatoes, but I'm going to give you enough to walk away to have some action steps. Are you guys with me? I feel like I hear you on the other side. There we go. So welcome, pets to the world. I'm going to slide through my slides here and kind of take us through. So the goal today is to show you how to grab freedom without borders and to run your pet business successfully without the burnout or the overwhelm, because nobody has time for that drama. So in this session, I'm going to make the ultimate shift with you guys to show you how to take your business from feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, burnout, and show you literally how to implement your vision, right? When you said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and be a pet sitter, a dog walker. I had big goals and big dreams to make a huge impact and take care of all of the fur babies. But that did not mean killing myself in the process. So we're going to help show you take your vision through automation and also hiring a team. I know a bunch of us here with PSI is ready to hire, or you've already hired, or you're thinking about it. You may be a little timid and scared. I'm going to help you guys out today to let you know that literally hiring is the best thing you possibly can do to help remove yourself. They all say, listen, we can't do this by ourselves. By the end, if we have enough time, I'm going to show you guys also to start serving your clients with confidence. I know a lot of us are introverts that are in here today. They're like, oh my God, I just want to handle with the dogs. I don't want to deal with the people. But guess what, guys? The people are the ones that pay us. So we do need to be able to at least articulate our thoughts, our wants and desires with them as well. And then if you're interested, I always teach everybody in my system how to start their own online store. With COVID and everything that's happened these past couple of years, I strongly believe in being able to pivot online. So having that extra income source would be a great option to you guys as well if you don't even already have it. So turn off all distractions, get your notepads out, because I will, like I said, be giving you some takeaways. I'm going to share with you some books I'm reading, also how to start your own GPS map. So right now, I want you guys to just take 5 minutes, okay? Think about things that clients ask you on a regular. Like look through your text messages, look through your emails, write this down as your very first step. That I need to, when I'm done this conference, look through all my emails, all my texts, and see what it is that clients are actually asking me, right? We know that if you've been in the business at least 6 months, you've kind of heard it all. Every now and then we get a new one that we all can laugh about, but for the most part, you kind of heard everything in 6 months. So when we're able to duplicate the frequency of our questions, we're then able to automate it. So this is your first homework, guys. take a second to research your text and email to go through so we can identify the points of confusion for clients. Now, you're in the right place if you're excited about being a business owner. This was like something you did on your heart. You stepped out there, you left your day job, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to be the leader. I'm going to be the person that does this. You're intrigued, right? The thought about leaving a legacy. Something I tell all my clients is that we're doing all this work, right? We're giving up holidays, we're giving up weekends, we're giving up our nights with our families. This has got to mean something at the end of the day. This has got to go grander than just Natasha or just whoever's running the business. So when I'm doing all this blood, sweat, and tears, I want my grandchildren's to reap the benefit of what grandma put in, right? So you are intrigued about building your own legacy also for your community, because you know what it is to take care of your specific audience. You know what they need. You know just why they love you so much. And you don't want some other business coming behind you that does not have the same pride as you do when you leave your community hanging. So we want to make sure whether you're here or if you've moved on in life, your business is still taking care of your community. Now, you're also looking forward to scaling, okay? Scaling with the team. We've learned this in elementary school. We can't do anything. There's no I in team. We can't do anything by ourselves. So you are open to the idea of creating job opportunity, but opportunity so folks can help you on this mission. Literally, I will burn myself down if I even thought that this is something I could do just by my little old self, just one me, right? So which are you? Are you excited about being a business owner? Are you excited about scaling your team? Or are you excited about having a legacy? Because I take all three. If you're in the chat with me, go ahead and comment which one you are at this present moment. So whatever your motivation is, I fully support you. I genuinely love the pet industry. And I feel like we're the most loving, caring, giving people. But if we could just put those business implementations together, we could literally have like a win-win-win. Business, babies, and everything. So I want to make sure we kind of change our mentality on how we operate and how we're going to be healthy in our business. So as you guys have heard before, I'm Natasha, crazy dog mom with a master plan. I did go ahead and skip my business. I actually had a dog walker myself. So I worked in the automotive industry as everything. I started at 16 years old, so I worked my way up. But I relied heavily on having a dog walking service myself. I always wanted to add little features that he was doing because it was very bare bone basic. And I was like, you know what, come on, we can make this more fun. I'm just sitting at work. I'm so bored. I'm in here for 13 hours at that time. What else can you give me to kind of increase the client experience? And so after I decided to go ahead and quit my job, hang out on the beach with my two babies, my business is Renzo and Ruby, crazy dog mom, of course, named her business but after her dogs. But we decided to roll out that wow experience that I was really longing for as a client. So I find that I have a unique perspective because I was the person paying the bill and now I'm the person servicing them. So I know the best of both sides. So here's what you need to know about me. I started my business back in 2015 where there wasn't all that many apps and technology. I am not even techie, if you actually, to be honest. People think, oh, you're the automation queen. I know what to do, but I'm not techie. I implement and get people to help me put these things in play. So back in the day, I'll say 2015, I actually used an app called Map My Walk. So for me, I'm a go-getter. There's nothing that's going to stop me from rolling out a wow factor to my audience. And as you guys know, I believe in CYA, cover that tushy, right? And so I heavily believed in technology back then, whether I had to rig it up and map my walk and send photos and have timestamps and the city location. My clients never called me. They never texted me and asked me what was going on. What are you doing? When are you coming? Because I made it very clear on our GPS map through our clients and through our staff what exactly was going to happen. So I know a lot of us are like, you know what, I am using software, I'm not using software. Listen, even if you don't have the expense to put software in, which it's part of business, I'm sure we all do, You need to not make the excuse about it. Get something. So when I first started, no money, Map My Walk was free, and I gave my clients a piece of it. This is me with my little fro. I always love looking at these photos. My brand that was going through so much transition, right, guys? This didn't look pretty when we first came out the gate, but our vision did. It never changed. So here's what happened to me. I literally didn't think I was going to scale in 6 months. It was my desire, but I started hiring. I started hiring my friends, my family. This is my husband, some of my best friends I went to school with, cousins and friends. Literally, you guys, when you first hire your first candidate, it doesn't have to be this grand kind of corporate perspective. You can hire the current resources you already have. Hey guys, I'm going to need you on the weekends. I'm going to need you during the holidays. I'm going to need you a couple hours in the midday. So I had bartenders, yoga instructors. These are my bar girls right here. And they would just come out and fill pockets for me. So I know we think like, oh, I don't have 8 hours, I don't have 6 hours to give them. You know what? I never hired with that in mind. I'm like, what do you have Thursday? A Monday and a Wednesday? I'll take it. 2 hours? Because listen, that's 1 or 2 more dogs I can give somebody else that's going to give me free time. I was able to scale so quickly because I wasn't doing all the things. I was still walking, still living my best life with my babes. I love pack walking. But I also realized what I had so I can go out and scale further to other territories, and I was not burned out doing it. So in 6 months, I literally scaled my business to my dream team. We service the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. I hit my 6-figure goal because for me, it was just like, you know what, duplicate the income you were having at your day job. But the funny thing that happened, guys, is I was like, oh my God, I know I'm doing this business. I'm kissing on dogs. It's great. God, thank you for taking care of me. I go on vacation with my very best friend. When I was on vacation, guys, reality hit me. Soon as I walked away, ding, ding, ping, ping, everybody and their mama was calling. Hey, Natasha, how do we do this? Hey, Natasha, what if they need this? The lockbox is stuck. Just basic things that we do every single day that as owners, we do not realize how involved we are. You know, how easy it is for them to call us really quickly or text us really quickly. So the moment we walk away, we just realize how many holes are genuinely in our business. Luckily for me, I feel blessed that in 6 months, you know, I figured it out, but it happens every single day. And unfortunately, we're not able to go to the wedding we wanted to go to, or the family vacation we wanted to go to, or just take a nap, or just take a break, because guess what? Who's going to take care of our business when I step away? And that's not fair to us, guys. It's really not fair, and it's not healthy. So that's why I'm here and talking about this topic. Now, I did some of the big things I really wanted to do. I renovated my little RV that I found online. I moved 1,400 miles away. So I was based in DC and I moved to Texas. Let me move this away. And then I work remotely. So once I decided, you know what, go back in your business, fix all the holes, figure out who's texting you, who's emailing you, what exactly do they need? What exactly are they asking you for? I was able to move away and work remotely, and it was pretty awesome. So in that time when I scaled my business, I also got pregnant. So I'm like, oh crap, I have this business that's moving and shaking, we're rocking, and then I get pregnant. So in the time of me being a pet business owner, I actually was able to deliver 2 babies while having this crazy business running. I did my goals of traveling to multi-countries. Damn, COVID cut me off. But we were able to travel heavily and also scale to a comfortable living that we were used to from my previous employment. So now you know a little bit of something about me. I'm going to show you just how to implement that. You know, we always want the glory of being a business owner, but it does take a little bit of hard work first. And I promise you guys, it doesn't take a long time. This could be done in a year, okay? Figuring out the cracks, the holes, sampling it, testing it, and then whatever kind of fell, we can pick it back up. So who am I? I'm self-made. I'm not rich. I didn't have a loan for my business. My parents gave me no money. I started my business literally from zero, the money that I had living off of the beach. Okay. I do practice self-care as I say no to the projects do not fill me up and the clients that do not align with my mission. And I do say yes to freedom and scalability. And I find that's the biggest thing in the pet industry is we're like, oh my God, I would love to do that. But what does that even look like? How far can I even go? Or what's going to happen if the business doesn't have me anymore? And I tell you, I was there because I believe that I could pick up the best shit, guys. I'm like, Natasha's doing it the best. Clients love me. They like the way that I do it. But in reality, they just want to make sure they have a great, excellent service that's taking care of their babies. So imagine if you were getting clients on a recurring schedule while you were sleeping and you had little to no admin work or tasks to do. I find right now a bunch of us are hiring, phone services people to help us answer phones because we all know we all hate the phones. Or they're doing a bunch of administrative tasks, guys. Bunch of this stuff that we're doing, you literally do not have to do. I'll share a few of the softwares that I use right now to go ahead and write down on your list. I know a bunch of us use Precise and Time to Pet, which are amazing, but I love using the Pocket Suite app. When I got introduced to them, you guys saw in the beginning, I was on When I Work, so I was doing it janky. When I got introduced to Pocket Suite, I was like, oh my God, I wish I could just do like the back of the house office stuff because I don't have time to walk and do office stuff. You guys know how it is. But once I got into the Pocket Suite app, I literally almost had no admin work. I bull eat you not. I had almost no admin work at all. And I was like, wow, I can really just enjoy dog walking now. I can just zone out. That's my favorite thing. I love to just zone out with my pack, let them do their thing. And I don't have my phone going off and pinging. That causes me a lot of anxiety of having those phone alerts. So that is why I'm big on automation. Imagine if also you had a team. So not only is your admin work almost zero to nothing, but you have a team that can speak like you. They can, share the vision that you have set out, and they're doing it confidently. I know a bunch of us always say, oh my God, it's just easier if I just do it myself. It's just easier if I just do it myself. And the reason for that is because everything is in our minds. Our team cannot read our minds. They don't know what we're thinking in there. They do not know what to do. So if we go ahead and implement these systems, write it down, make an online training course for them, they can in fact be even more amazing than we are. I have some high players on my team that really put me to shame sometimes. I'm like, wow, you created that? You thought of that? Oh my God, yeah, go with it. But they have to feel that trust and confidence that we believe in them, and we're gonna allow them to make us great also. So that's what we mean by locking arms. You were able to set your business on autopilot, not requiring your daily presence. With me being a mother, that is so important to me. When I used to work in the automotive industry, I missed out on holidays. I missed out on weekends with my friends. So I knew exactly where I didn't want to go if I was going to be a business owner because I already felt that. So your daily presence is so powerful, guys, because life is so short. And what we do in our own free time is so powerful, and not just being a business owner. We actually became a business owner so we can live our best life, not the opposite. So creating a turnkey system that not only provides risk management. If we break our legs, what's going to happen? If we have to get a surgery, what's going to happen? If we have autoimmune disease, what's going to happen? So the day that I'm out, what happens? Do I not service anybody anymore? Does my staff not get a paycheck anymore? So having that risk management business where everyone is winning no matter what happens. So I'm going to give you the tea. Hope you guys have heard a little bit of my story, why this is so important. So let's go on in the tea. Let's talk about your mindset, right? So we're going to go through it. Mindset is so important because everyone on this call today is so valuable to your team and making a grand impact. So you need to believe that I can successfully run an empire that operates without the presence of myself. That is the number one mindset. When I get reviews and it doesn't say Natasha, I am so happy. I'm like, yes, we just got a review and it didn't say anything about me. Perfect. Because my clients equally love my staff as much as I do. And we know that we have competitors. Everyone's always doing the same thing. This was something that I used to think about. Oh my God, well, that guy across the street hardly offers anything. I mean, he hardly even shows up, but he has a heck of a lot of customers. Wonder what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? So we need to stop thinking that we're like a unicorn, that what we do every day cannot be duplicated. A few books I want you guys to read. The first one is called Atomic Habits. It's by James Clear. And he's going to talk about how to set your day up for success. We're no longer going to work our days around our time to pet software based on, oh, well, every day is different. Well, today I usually have 7 visits, and then on Tuesday I could have 15 visits. No. We get to control what our day looks like, okay? Not our booking system, not our clients. We do. So setting those atomic habits are so important. I'm sure a bunch of you have read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If you have read it, I would like you to read it 2 more times, because I can tell you the first time you read the book, you just read it as understanding. But when you read it the second and third time, you can really apply the principles. And then one of our favorites in the pet business, obviously, is the E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. We know that book shows us how to get out of the mom and pop mentality and get more into the Walmart mentality where you can grow your brand nationwide. Okay. So those are 3 books. Okay. Atomic Habits, Think and Grow Rich, and the E-Myth Revisited. Write that down on your list to go ahead and knock those books out for your 2021 reading. Super powerful books. But you can believe that you can run this show without you. It's going to be okay. When you go on the beach and you're hanging out with your family, business is still going to run just fine. We want to talk, let me move this out of the way. We want to go over the game plan. As I mentioned before, we talk a lot about our booking system and kind of what we have and what we don't have. We actually need a game plan, guys. We need a GPS. How am I even going to get a lot of clients to provide this comfortable lifestyle? Where do I even find these clients? Am I in the suburbs? Am I in the city? Am I in Royal America? What product do I even have that's valuable? Because all the clients I've currently worked with to date don't understand their avatar. They don't understand where their clients even hang out, where they even consume their content to know, hey, out of 5 pet sitters, I'm going to choose you. So we need to know a game plan. For me, guys, my game plan was urban dog parents. It was very clear. I've always lived in high-rise luxury communities. That's where I got my dog walker. So that was my personal avatar. I knew where they shopped. I knew where they hang out. I knew how involved the concierge was in their life. And I went to those properties to build my business. I knew just where they are. If you are in the suburbs, your avatar is the classic American parent. They may be going to basketball, baseball practices. They may be traveling 3-4 times a year. They may be having high-level position jobs. No matter what side of this territory you're on, you have an amazing avatar, but you have to speak to them and them only. Get out of the Facebook groups who are giving you advice about their territory and your territory. Only you know your people better than anybody. So let's make a game plan on where we're going to find them, how many clients we need per staff member, and what our financial goals are to run this business and have a savings beyond us. So your sales and marketing strategy, similar to what I said right now, how are you utilizing social media? When they land on your page, what do they see? If you were to do events in your neighborhood, how much would events play a major role in you getting business? If you were posting on TikTok or Instagram, how much is that playing an impact on your business? If you're searching dog parks in the Instagram hashtag, you guys know all the dog parks that are in your area. How much is that impacting your territory? If you guys are in the suburbs and you're hosting block parties, You know, you're hosting themed events, you're partnering with doggy daycare centers. How much is that playing a big role in your strategy? We have one of my clients right now doing weekly dog social event every week at a local daycare. They now can promote that event on Facebook groups. So when clients are like, you know what, I just got a new dog, or I just got a new rescue and I don't know where to socialize them. Hey, Renzo and Ruby does a standing play date every week. You should call them. Guess what? You start being the authority in your neighborhood because you're consistent and people know where to go to find you. One of my other clients has a really great Facebook community just for the entire town, and it's owned by her business. So she stays in the know on what's happening this weekend. I'm going to drop a gem for you guys. It is the most powerful play you need to understand. It is our job to get our clients out of their homes. It is our job to keep them traveling. Go do something with your life. So how do we do that? We let them know things that are happening in the town. We let them know things that are happening this weekend. We let them know cheap flights and tickets that are on sale. You guys are the plug. They're like, oh my God, my dog walker. I'm just going to go look on my dog walker's page because they always know what's happening this weekend. They always know what's going on. So if we're bored in the house, we want to get out, let's just go to our dog walker's page. They know everything. They know what to do. We have to coach our clients to move, to get out of the house. Because guess what? When they get out of the house and when they go traveling, we have a business. Hey. Okay, so you guys start thinking about that when you're creating your communities, your Facebook groups. There's also something called, what is it called? It's on Instagram. It's called Close Friends. So you guys can make a list of all your close friends. So apartments you solicit to, clients you solicit to. So you don't want to like spam your Instagram, but this is like a pro tip that I do a lot. I put all of my partners and clients in a list called Close Friends on Instagram. And I run my stories all day long on stuff that's happening in the town, discounted flights, cheap airlines, just so they can keep getting this content. So nobody else will see this. If you only have it in close friends, only these particular people are going to see this information. But you want to keep it at top of mind, like, oh, I would love to do something this weekend. I would love to get out. Because guess what? I have an amazing pet sitter, an amazing dog walker who's got the dog. So I get to go live my best life. Another pro tip I'm going to give you guys today. You have to create a loyalty program. You cannot be on the other side of the tracks, just hanging out, waiting for bookings to fall out of the sky. You have to create your income. You have to create your destiny. So create a loyalty program. When I did in-home boarding, I used to allow the clients, if you booked within 1 week of your last boarding, we would give you 10% off if you paid in full. So all of my clients would go on vacation. Then when they get back, I would say, hey, Natasha, I hope you had a great vacation. Fido did fabulous as always. Let's go ahead and book your loyalty program right now so you can save your 10% and you're already on the books. So now when we get busy on the holidays, you're already in there because you're part of our loyalty program. My clients always paid me. So when you're looking at my revenue, it was always flowing because I was never waiting for a booking. I was always sealing it every single time. Guess what else I did? Every 3 months, Natasha did a little knock knock. Hey girl, don't forget you have your loyalty booking already done. Are you planning your vacation? You know I live vicariously through you. Where are you going next? And they would say, oh my God, I'm so busy. I love you. You're like my concierge to remind me to go take care of myself. Yes, I'm going to book something right now. Because guess what? The dog is already taken care of. The cat is already taken care of. The birds, the chickens, the goats, we already have them. You've got a reliable partner already. So go ahead and live your best life. Automating your system. So now that we already know our game plan and our strategy and actually all the tips and tricks on how we're even going to do this, we can automate literally 90% of this through your software, through your email sequences, through sales funnels. All this can literally be automated. Hiring your team. So now that you know what everything looks like and how you want your baby to fall, You train your team on everything. You let them know how to answer the phone, the greeting, the tone, the sounds. You let them know how to, decode a lockbox. You let them know your weather policy. You let them know how to provide peace of mind. My favorite is you let them know exactly how to write a post-walk report, because we all know we can have amazing caregivers, but that post-walk report is the only thing that clients see. That's like the deal breaker. Like, oh, well, Rebecca sent me like all this extra love. I really can tell she loves my pet. And then Jimmy, he kind of just said 2 words. Well, Jimmy loves the pet just like Rebecca. We all know that. But maybe Jimmy is not as outgoing and bubbly as Rebecca. It doesn't mean that that's a lesser, experience for you and your family. So we have to create that in our system. 4 sentences, guys. First sentence, the dog's mood and how they felt when you first arrived. The second sentence, things that we're working on, that we're training. Hey, we learned how to stop at stop signs. We learned how to allow me to exit the door before they did. Third sentence, we've taken care of everything that you've itemized on your notes. We fed them 1 quarter food. We gave them an extra treat. We gave them the medicine. And then the 4th sentence is what we're looking forward to the next visit. Because you always want to be pre-facing, looking forward to anytime you're talking to a client. I can't wait until we start working on this. I can't wait till we start doing this. Because what happens when you go into the new year and your clients start looking at cutting costs, you're not the first to go, because your dog is living this grand social lifestyle that they cannot take from their babies. But that is the 4-step post-walk report. You guys see how meticulous I am? So my people aren't kind of guessing like, well, what should I say? Well, what should I do? Because it's not fair to them. Most people don't, are not natural pet sitters. Most of the times this is their first job. So we want to set them up for ultimate success. If you guys have been following me at all, you know that I obviously recommend not to hire people at coffee shops. Have them meet you out on the corner or such, so you can give them an idea of what this job looks like. You want to take them through multiple steps so they can fall off on their own. Don't bring them into clients' houses. Don't sit at the coffee shop. Hey, Sue, I want you to come out and meet me on our and 10th Street. I want to give you an idea what this looks like. If you like what you see, then I'll go ahead and start the background check process and go ahead and bring you on the team. I've had multiple people meet us in the rain and they're like, ooh, you guys do this every day? Like when it rains, you're still outside? We're like, yeah. We are. Yeah. And they're like, okay, well, yeah, you're probably right, Natasha. Thank you for letting me know, like, to come out and get a peek of how this really is. Because you know, it's probably not a good fit for me. That's a good thing, to allow people to know honestly what this job looks like from start to finish. So I'm going to talk to you guys at the end a few ways to work with me. I actually decided to roll it out for you guys. The people who are ready, I'm actually already going to offer you my automated CEO program if you decide you want to work with me to go deeper on this. It's a 12-month program that I and my team work with you on every single detail. Because what I find is a lot of my clients have systems, they have process, but the systems and process are designed to what their likings is, which always means that they're still in the equation. So it's always my job to say, that system is not going to work because you're still there. You still have a safety fail proof for yourself, right? And so we go through that with you for 12 months. And then at the end, I'm going to try to save some time for Q&A. So I'm going to roll through this so I can get some questions out of you guys. So I want to make this as valuable as possible. So we went over the mindset is so powerful. Deciding if you want to be a wisher or a doer. You know what, Natasha, I'm getting this done. 2020 was crazy. 2021 was even crazier. But 2022, you know what? I'm taking control of my life. Forget this. I'm going to be a doer. I'm not going to be wishing anymore. I'm living my life. Okay? It's our responsibility to be that person that decides change. Who's going to put the seeds in the ground and who's going to be responsible for taking action? Deciding that you don't want to be in your comfort zone anymore. We have so many limiting beliefs on, oh, my clients would never go for that. Oh, they would never accept that. Those are all limiting beliefs. I promise you that your clients love you like family and they trust you. Whatever you roll out and you know that's from their best interest, they are going to agree. But you do have to have tact and a script and position it to them in a way that it only benefits them. Okay, move this around. So I'm not good enough. That won't work for me. I don't deserve it. If I try, I'll fail. Guess what? We all go through it, but it can be done. You want to also make sure you're not in the victim, persecutor, or rescuer phase. Listen, poor me. I don't have control. I don't have the resources like you, Natasha. I'm not like you. Okay, that's just the victim role because, guys, I just pick up shit like everybody else. Nothing makes me special. You don't want to be the persecutor going into Facebook groups and saying, oh, well, it's because they're doing this is why they're doing that. And no, that's not going to fly for us. And then you also don't want to be the rescuer. A lot of us that do enable and don't move our business forward because we're always like, you know what? They just don't get it. I'm just going to run in and save the day because it's just easier for me. I've had that happen to me as well. I came home to visit to Maryland and then one person called out and I was like, oh, I guess I could just roll over there and cover for them. You know, I'm home, right? But then I was like, nope. You got a backup plan. You got a network of people that you can call to cover them. You stay home because you're going to like it and you're going to keep doing this. So making sure we're not the rescuer. I talk about a few of my clients who were in the same position. Alyssa, she had tons of limiting beliefs. She didn't want to go on video. She had a very small royal territory, but now she's running a full-blown daycare center in her territory that she never saw running. And then she also opened up her second territory in Philadelphia. So now she's in a big city and a small town. She's got the best of both worlds, but it does take time to go through those transitions. You want to decide what part of the automations you're going to be doing. Okay. I want all the bells and whistles, no matter what. You want to decide what is most valuable to you. The game plan we went over. What I do, what I want this to look like. I want you guys to ask yourself a question. Okay. In my perfect business, if I were going to set up the perfect business today, what would it look like? My perfect life and my perfect business. Get unicorn, guys. Don't hold anything back. If for a perfect business and a perfect life, it'll look like this. Write that down because that's what we're going to be manifesting and taking action to take care of. Okay. If you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. So we want to make sure our plan is solid. So we already talked a little bit about the guts of a good game plan is our top 5 we learned in 5th grade. Who, what, when, where, how. Who, our avatar, what, our services. Make sure your services make sense. If you have services in there that none of your clients want, you're like, we hardly book those. We hardly even really get any requests. Drop those services. Please drop those services. They're really just hurting you because that one person who calls and wants it, you're going to be like, oh, okay, fine. Business hours and operating hours are different. Be clear on when your business hours are that you're actually going to answer the phone 9 to 5. And your operating hours are completely different. When you're out with your babies at, 7 p.m., 10 p.m., listen, you can contact us via the app if you have any questions. But I require all my clients to update their file and notes before they leave because that boundary says that you need to stay on vacation and stop checking in on your dog every 2 minutes. And they love it. They're like, I know. I'm crazy. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get out of it. But we have to remind the client, hey, Susie, I got this. Hey, Natasha, we got this. Let us know in the app when the sitter gets there, they'll go ahead and check it and write you a note and let you know it's been taken care of. Go live your life, girl. And they're like, okay. I know. You're right. So we got to kind of train our clients too. And then we talked about earlier some of your softwares. For me, I use Pocket Suite, Grasshopper for my phones. They're so cool with their hold music and I can transfer my calls to anybody in any state. Gusto is my hiring for my payroll. Super easy. I've used multiple and they're the best. And then Jazz HR keeps the hiring funnels open. I also will throw in Doggy Logs because I don't like my clients having that two-way communication on their reports. So we'll use Doggy Logs so they can go ahead and send the report out, get it via email, and we're not flooding our Pocket Suite thread with a bunch of questions. You want to understand how your team is going to learn. So use all 3 styles when you're going into training and hiring. And this is a little bit of behind the scenes. I do private coaching with my clients one-on-one, and we also do group. If you've heard about our pet members group, I do 2 monthly live calls, and you can ask questions live all day. I'm known for my scripts. They call me the wordsmith. So if you're like, I don't know what to say, pop it in our group and I'll go ahead and give you a full script on what to say to your client. So there's not a whole bunch of drama going back and forth and kind of, having that fight via text. We've gone over clearly on a lot of your sales strategies. We want to make sure you're everywhere online, the face of the company. I know a lot of us hide behind our dogs and just post dog photos, but we all know that if it's not your dog, people really don't want to see that. So start getting the habit of posting your beautiful faces and what you're doing and behind the scenes and what's going on in your town. Giveaways are always great. Volunteering in the community and making sure you have your Yelp and Google reviews updated so clients know that your business is still relevant. Okay. So after testing your methods, stick with whatever works. When you find out what works, don't be like, well, Beth said in her group that she does. Go with what works for you. Okay. What works in your marketing plan? For me, it's all about apartment living. Those are my people. I don't have to go and do a pop-up shop somewhere else because that's not where my people are hanging out. Okay. So know your people. If you're grabbing this, please in the chat box, put this. Hopefully I've given you guys some takeaways, some tangibles. So in the chat box, put this, screenshot and tag me on Instagram with this. And I'll give you guys some love back. I went over automating your systems, making sure you actually know what you can automate, and then go out and live your best life. When you know in your heart, guys, that you've done everything possible to set your business up for success, that's when you truly get to hang out on a vacation, not feel stressed. You guys don't want to be me in Jamaica when I was 6 months in and went on a vacation and I just wasted my money because everyone was calling and texting me. I should have just stayed home. But it was a great wake-up call for me to see just how much involvement I was in my business. And there was no way that I was going to have a healthy lifestyle with the kind of way that I was running it. Any comments you guys have, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'm going to start answering questions shortly. So if you have questions right now, go ahead and put them in. So we already talked about getting super clear. Any services you're offering, ask yourself this question. What's scalable? Okay. Can I duplicate this to another person? I was offering pet taxi before. Pet taxi wasn't that scalable. We were getting drives few and far in between, but it was really great for our in-house boarding. But there was a lot of services that I was offering and I was like, you know what? This is not even scalable. I need to remove this. We talk about my friend Tammy, love her to death. Tammy is super great on service agreement. I always want to talk about her because your service agreement is your roadmap. If your clients are asking you questions right now, you should be able to say, you know what, Natasha, go ahead and take a peek at your service agreement, line 2. That's going to talk all about our cancellation policy. Go ahead and look at our service agreement, line 5. That's going to talk all about our holidays. So having a lot of those in your service agreement, it's naturally automated. I think people think automation is like a robot. No, it's showing people what's already designed in your software, in the service agreement where they can find this kind of information. Okay, so let's get organized. When you conference this weekend, do a brain dump with yourself. Get all this stuff out of your mind, your dreams, your wants, your beliefs. Give yourself an hour. My little trick is I print out a blank calendar and I first check off all the days that I want to be off. And then I add extra days as my work days. And so on my work days is the days that I'll do brain dumps. But I also will not book or schedule myself on sits that are outside of the days that I've checked off. So if you know that a client wants to have a sit on Friday and that was the day that you checked off, you have to hire somebody else to do that sit. And that's going to allow you to always overhire so you're not panicking and in a frenzy when it's time to kind of get someone to go on vacation or someone needs to call out. Okay, so some things, let me move this over, some things you want to think about. Your operations, okay, where do I find this? Your vendors, client experience, your branding, and your training. Once you've set some of those SOPs up, it's much easier to start redirecting traffic one thing that happens is we say, like, they'll just call us like, oh, it's just easier to call you, Natasha. No. Did you check your Google Drive? Did you check our YouTube channel? Did you check? Did you chat in the group chat with the team first? Because in my business, I'm like the fifth string. Okay. Did you check the software? Did you check Google Drive? Did you check our online training program? Did you chat it in our group chat? Okay. Because 9 times out of 10, somebody on our team knows what to do. And then I'm number 5 to call me. So it's very rare that even gets to me, but we want to set that up that way. Okay. So same thing. I want to talk a little bit about employees and CEOs. If you guys look at Kim's session this weekend, she's going to be talking about this. She's a master on it as well. So the difference, and I want you guys to say this really quickly. You guys can hire both. I think Kim is going to go over employees with you, but I have a tons of seasonal staff members who work with me. They're teachers and they pet sit on the holidays. They're amazing. Those are contractors. I don't tell them what to do. They come out, they do the job based on the client perspective, and the job is completed. So there's no right or wrong way. You just want to make sure you're legal in what you're offering. That way you can move yourself to the CEO seat and get out of the employee seat. You have team. Okay. We already went over if you go missing and there's no coverage, what happens? Do we just tell a client no? Okay. Sherry is one of my clients. She actually told me, hey, Natasha, I actually want to keep my day job. Is there a way that I can set my business up to run and I can be in the pet business, but I can still stay at my day job? Because she's an admin support to one boss and they have a very personal relationship. We were able to set her entire business up to where she doesn't even run anything because it was never an option. It was never an option for her to stand in the show. Okay. Look at your guys' qualifying ads. Make sure that they're super clear and honest on exactly what you need. I need Monday, Wednesday for 2 hours. I need the weekends. I need holidays. You're going to be in the snow, sleet, rain. Be clear, okay? And then if you need to hire VA, there's so many resources. There's VAs in the Philippines, onlinejobs.ph, where you can get super easy social media help. You can get blog help. You can get admin support for very, very cheap, guys. Knockout questions are my favorite. Ask them, 5 questions, how to make a report. Do they have unlimited storage on their phones? Are they okay working in all weather conditions? Can they work on holidays? If they don't answer these questions, they immediately knock themselves out, okay? So I'm going to open it up. I think for the most part, I've already kind of talked this through, but I want to make sure I get some questions out. And let's go there. So if you want to pop back in, there you go.
Thanks so much, Natasha. This has been so awesome. We've got great comments coming through. I'll go ahead and give you some questions from both from the Whova app and from Zoom. One question we got in was, this is from Beth. Beth Brown, how do you get yourself to relax enough to let this whole process work for you?
Oh, such a good question, Beth. You have to have the confidence to know that I've already written all this out. So no one needs to contact me. No one needs to message me because everything that they're going to say, I've already written it out. I've already told them where to go to read their schedule. I've already showed them how to properly put harnesses on. So we have to take that 1 year, that 12 months to write everything through because you're not going to be relaxed like today. You're not going to this is so much you just gave me, Natasha. But once we actually put it all down, they say anxiety is anticipating the future. So in order to remove that, we have to create the process because we're like, oh, I already handled that. Whatever they ask me, I already have that. Whatever happens from this day on, I've already written that out. I already got a place for them to figure that out. But it happens through your time. But you have to make the commitment now to just take the year, get it cleaned out, and then it's over with. And then you're like, okay, I'm getting less calls. Okay, I'm getting less people who need me. This is nice. This is good, right? And so that's how it happens.
Awesome. We have a question coming in from Janice who said, what are the key staff members to have in place to make this work successfully?
What do you mean the key staff members?
Like the staff members you need in place to make this happen.
Okay.
To so successfully automate.
Is it with the automation or like the pet sitting?
I guess just in general for your business, what key staff members do you need to have in place?
All right. So I'll tell you guys a few ways I did it. So when I first started, I had like a sales manager, I had a marketing manager, I had a trainer, I had all these hats, right? And I realized everybody had all these glorified positions, administrative manager. And I said, you know what? I just really need dog walkers and pet sitters. So what I did is I cross-trained my current team members that do the dog walking, and so you don't have to have like a manager. I know a lot of the old school way is like hire an office manager. You do not need an office manager, guys. You're going to automate. I told you 90% of this gets automated to where your staff knows exactly where to find everything. And they're going to help you put out flyers. They're going to help you do your social media. You want to cross-train the pet sitter dog walkers because that's who you're really going to need. You're going to need real staff, not an office person who's just cute in the background. You're like, listen, if somebody calls out, I need you to jump in and handle this. So I cross-train all my current members. You also provide long-term growth within the company that way. Hey, I know you came in as a dog walker, but let me know your strengths and your weaknesses so we can actually allow you to grow within our company. Do you do social media? Like I have all my 21-year-olds. I do not do TikTok. I'm trying to get better, but they all love that kind of stuff. So utilize people where they're great. I have some people who are like, you know what? I just would love to work with the pets, and they become my trainers because they know how they want the animals to be serviced. So they're the trainers. Hey, go hang out with Beth for 3 days. She's going to train you. You know, start cross-training what you currently have. And don't just make it specific. Let everyone know how to do everything. Because again, you never want to have a top dog. You want to have everyone equal. So if they quit or they take off, the business is still running.
Great answer. Jocelyn asks, how do you make sure that HR issues aren't using up all of your time?
Oh, yeah. So if you're having HR issues, Jocelyn, I promise you it's in your training process. You literally start onboarding everyone from day one through Gusto. So with Gusto, you only provide their email and their name, and they're going to fill out all their tax forms and everything through Gusto. If you have any specific company policies as well, those can all be automated through Gusto. You don't touch it. But you do have to have, so I have like 9 go-to processes. Again, like our weather protocol is always one. Hey guys, it's snowing today, it's raining. What do I do? Hey, did you read your weather protocol? We have a group chat. So we'll just automate it and say, hey guys, we're expecting rain this season. Make sure you just go ahead and read your weather protocol to get familiar. Hey guys, we're going into snow season. Read your weather protocol just so you get familiar. So that was a big one. Cleaning up poo is a big one that I used to have. People kind of coming into a potty accident and then they perfectly clean it. And then literally the dog is going to poo 30 minutes later and the client thinks that we never cleaned it up. So making sure they take before photos, clean it perfectly, and then take after photos and add that to the report. So that's another process that we use a lot. CYA, covering your tushy. Making sure that if a client would ask, oh, did you guys feed the dog? Did you guys give the medicine? Did you guys close the back door? Taking a photo of every note that the client would ask. Oh, you know, Rover is an escape artist. Did you lock the crate? Take a photo of the crate lock. So now clients never call us because anything they would say, I'll say, yeah, check the report. That's our answer. Check the report. So guess what? My administrator could be a high school person at this point because half the things that she's saying is check the report. Look in the service agreement. You know, we want to make sure that we create process to where it doesn't take like a genius to facilitate this stuff.
Awesome. We have just a few more minutes left. We have a few people saying that they want to remain as solo pet sitters, solo owner businesses. So, you know, the questions like, how do I present myself to other pet sitter businesses who have employees? How do I have what should I, do to make sure if an accident happened to me, my business would continue? So any advice you have for a solo pet sitter who isn't planning on hiring staff?
Mm-hmm. If you want to stay solo, it's all about risk management. So you have to decide what you want to do. You know, if you're a solo sitter and something happens to you or someone in your family has an emergency, those are pertinent questions. Well, what happens if I'm down? So you do want to start your network. Call 3 or so businesses next to you. Hey, Natasha, I'm a solo pet sitter in the area. I love doing this by myself and it's been amazing, but every now and then I may take a vacation. Every now and then I may call out, do you think that I could use you for backup? and just let you service my clients, and I'll go ahead and pay you the fee. And you just send me the contractor bill, because that's a real contractor. You go ahead and send me the bill of what it costs of those visits that you've taken care of for me. And do you think we could do something like that? 9 times out of 10, they all do. I'm personal friends with at least 5 other competitors in my area, and we compare notes. Are you guys busy? Are you getting any Google hits? Because my thing is acting strange. Like, we compare notes. So just get familiar. What I just told you is a clear script. Hey, I plan on staying solo, but do you think, and I know you're a bigger company, you have team, do you think if I give you enough notice, or I take a vacation, or if something happens to me, I can go ahead and send staff your way and you just send me the bill? And they'll be like, sure, no problem. And there's also a lot more people who want to stay solo. It's still a team though, guys. Like, however you want to look at it, you're still utilizing a team. If it's a seasonal team and it's other contractors, they're still going to be part of your team, that you have to also vet those businesses that you know your clients are going to be well taken care of also. But you can grab at least 5. I would say grab 5 options to call from.
Awesome. Is Shannon asks, are there any wow things that you offer your clients to set you above others, to make people want your business, I guess?
Well, my wow factor, I think, is like our professionalism. When people come on our website and they see that they can book instantly, and then we just show up the next day, they're like, whoa, that was super easy. They're like, are you telling me that I don't have to get on the phone with you and I don't have to save this on my to-do list? They already say this to me every day. They're like, it was dumb easy to fill out your questions, to fill out your pre-qualifying, and then just get booked. And then we obviously give welcome gifts to our clients. We also offer subscription boxes. So our clients get on our subscription service and they're like, oh my God, Natasha, everything I need, you guys always know. Like, you always send me these cool trinkets. So they have options to kind of have that wow factor behind the scenes. But at the end of the day, it's not required. Really, it's just professionalism. They can tell you a mile away from like a beginner pet sitter who refuses to stay relevant. You know, a lot of our clients nowadays are smarter than us when it comes to tech and how they book their daycares and how they book, you know, some of their other contractors. And if we're kind of taking them through the slow walk process, they're like, yeah, this company is kind of like, too many of my eggs are in this basket. That's what they say to me. They're like, you know, Natasha, I didn't use them because I could tell that they didn't really have the infrastructure to help me. Like, if anything was really going to happen, they didn't want to risk it with just, you know, playing their hand with a solo person. So just think about cause and effect. But we always give these really large bones. And now that I don't work in my territory, we can actually ship them out. And so they always call, Natasha, I just got your care package when we just signed up. That was so sweet of you that you send it to us. I mean, you guys all do this. One of my clients makes cookies. After every pet sit, she has cookies smell in the air. And they love coming home from vacation to the cookie smell. They're like, oh my God, that was so nice. So those are some things that I think really separate and stand out. But having the reviews and the professionalism is the #1 thing.
I love all this advice that you've been sharing, Natasha. We do need to wrap up in just a couple of minutes. Was there anything you wanted to share at the end?
No, thank you guys for being here with me. Hopefully I did overwhelm you in a good way, a lot to think about. But just message me on Instagram. Go ahead and screenshot this, tag me, message me so I know who was here and watching. And if you have any questions, just say, hey, I was at the PSI conference and I have this question, and I'm happy to help you.
Well, thank you so much, Natasha. And I know we have such great questions coming in. So like you said, if you had other questions that we didn't get to, feel free to reach out to Natasha. And we just thank you. This does wrap up our session, but our next session, Decoding the Feline Myth, is going to start in just a few moments. So that will start promptly at 12:10 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure to click on that session in your agenda to join that presentation after this. So once again, thank you, Natasha. We have so many great comments coming in saying, thank you. This was a great session. This was amazing. I think, you know, people really felt helped and are going to take a closer look at how they're running their businesses now.
Thank you guys so much. Crush it next year, and I'll see you on the other side.
All right. Bye, everyone.